we've went through every deleted scene, altered ending, and banned moment from SpongeBob's history. And these aren't your typical bonus features. These are the episodes where Nickelodeon looked at the final cut and went, yeah, we're not airing that again. Buckle up, because once you hear what almost made it to air, you'll understand exactly why these scenes vanished. Let's kick things off with Scaredy Pants, the Halloween episode that proved SpongeBob could accidentally transform into a legitimate horror show. The setup is simple. It's Halloween in Bikini Bottom, and SpongeBob wants to be scary for once.
I don't get it, Gary. Every Halloween, no matter how hard I try, everybody scares me. Well, I'm sick of it.
His brilliant plan? Dress up as a ghost by shaving himself round to fit under a sheet.
I've got a square head, and a real ghost has a round one. All we have to do is make my head round and boo! I'm scary!
Except shaving himself means literally removing his outer layer, leaving his pink, pulsating brain completely exposed. What aired was already nightmare fuel. SpongeBob standing there with his brain visible. No skin, just raw anatomy on display, while everyone screams in horror. Kids were traumatized. The internet has never let it go. But here's what'll really mess you up. That version was toned down. The original concept was significantly more graphic. The animators wanted the camera to push in closer, hold on the exposed brain longer, and show more detailed textures. Just raw anatomy on display while everyone screams in horror. They wanted to lean into the body horror, like they were making a David Cronenberg film, not a kid's cartoon. Thankfully, someone said, maybe let's dial this back before we traumatize an entire generation. And they softened the most disturbing shots. The best part? The Flying Dutchman, a literal soul-stealing ghost pirate whose entire job is terrifying people, sees SpongeBob's exposed brain and immediately runs away screaming.
First, I've got to get rid of this stupid costume.
When you scared the ghost whose job is to be scary, you've created something truly cursed. Speaking of cursed, let's talk about the episode that turned procrastination into psychological warfare. Procrastination is the most relatable episode SpongeBob ever made, and it's also one of the most heavily edited. SpongeBob has to write an essay for boating school.
Everyone must write an essay on what not to do at a stoplight in no less than 800 words.
Instead, he does literally everything else. Organizing, building card houses, staring at walls. Anything to avoid writing. But the original version had several scenes cut for being inappropriate. Patrick rubbing sunscreen on Sandy got flagged as suggestive. A fantasy boating crash was removed because editors worried kids might copy it. An exercise sequence also got cut for looking too suggestive. We're talking about a kitchen sponge with stick arms. The bar for inappropriate was apparently underground. But here's where the episode transforms into genuine psychological horror. As SpongeBob procrastinates, reality deteriorates. The furniture comes alive.
Come on, take a seat. Put your feet up and relax.
The clock develops a demonic face.
Time's up, SpongeBob.
The hallways stretch into infinity. His house becomes an Escher painting of guilt and anxiety.
Why? Why did you set me on fire, SpongeBob? Why didn't you just write your essay? Stop wasting time!
Then comes the line. 799 words to go. SpongeBob finally snaps, writes the entire essay in 5 minutes, races to school exhausted but triumphant. And Mrs. Puff casually informs the class the essay's been canceled.
I decided to cancel the assignment. We're just going to take a field trip to a stoplight instead. See you next week.
Field trip instead. That's not a punchline. That's emotional warfare against anyone who's ever pulled an all-nighter for nothing. But if psychological torture seems dark, wait until you hear about the episode Nickelodeon literally erased. 3 male characters break into someone's house in the middle of the night specifically to steal women's underwear. Eventually, someone at Nickelodeon realized we made an episode where the punchline is committing a sex crime. The episode was immediately pulled from rotation, scrubbed from streaming, and removed from collections. It's been erased from SpongeBob canon. Nickelodeon doesn't acknowledge it exists. And honestly, they made the right call. From the episode that got banned to the episode that let chaos reign through democracy. Shanghaied is legendary for being one of SpongeBob's most experimental episodes. Most reruns omit the original Patchy the Pirate intro, where Patchy excitedly announces his favorite episode.
Patty? You in there, buddy? Patty! Patty!
Then immediately gets fired out of a cannon.
Get me out of here, you scurvy bird!
But the real insanity comes from the ending. When this first aired, Nickelodeon let viewers vote by phone to decide which ending aired in their region.
It's call-in and vote time! You get to choose how our cartoon ends today, via the phone or the internet, if you're technologically inclined.
SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward were trapped on the Flying Dutchman's ghost ship, and he offered 3 wishes.
Using my mystic otherworldly powers, I shall decide who gets the last wish.
SpongeBob's wish made the Dutchman a vegetarian.
Don't worry, Squidward. I've got it all figured out. He won't be able to eat us because I wish that the Dutchman was a vegetarian.
Patrick wished for chewing gum.
Oh, I'm sorry. Want some gum?
You wished for gum?
Just gum, leaving everyone baffled. Squidward wished he'd never met SpongeBob and Patrick.
I wish that I had never met you 2 barnacle heads before in my entire life.
Only to discover his life without them was somehow worse. Every ending was either pointless or cruel. Kids voted, different regions got different endings. It was interactive chaos, and Nickelodeon never tried it again. From interactive chaos to addictive behavior. Because SpongeBob accidentally created a PSA about substance abuse. Just one bite took food obsession and turned it disturbing. Squidward insists Krabby Patties are disgusting despite never trying one.
That's me. Never had one, never will. I've never had a Krabby Patty and never will. I've never had a Krabby Patty. I've never had a Krabby Patty. I've never had a Krabby Patty.
After enough pestering, he takes one bite. Declares it the most vile thing ever, spits it out, and buries it.
Disgusting excuse for a sandwich. It has ever been my displeasure to have slither down my throat.
SpongeBob walks away defeated. The second SpongeBob leaves, Squidward transforms into a feral animal, digging up that patty and shoving it in his mouth with 0 dignity. One bite turned him into a complete addict. Now hooked, Squidward breaks into the Krusty Krab at night and triggers Mr. Krabs' security system. In the original version, it wasn't a bucket of water. It was 2 buckets of flammable gas followed by an ignition source that created a massive explosion, engulfing Squidward in flames. The scene was genuinely violent. You watched a character get doused in gasoline and set on fire. Nickelodeon quietly pulled this after initial broadcast, replacing it with the tamer version in reruns. But here's the darkest part. Even after being literally burned alive, Squidward still crawls toward the patty vault. The addiction is stronger than survival instinct. That's not comedy. That's a metaphor for dependency disguised as slapstick. Speaking of things that shouldn't exist, let's visit the dimension that felt like a creepypasta come to life. SpongeBob in Randomland is recent, but it earned infamy immediately. Randomland is a dimension where reality doesn't follow rules. Physics break. Objects change randomly. Everything feels wrong. The episode maintains this unsettling vibe, but things escalate when SpongeBob and Squidward encounter a series of doors. One looks off. In the original version, opening that door triggered a full horror movie jump scare. The distorted, nightmare fuel face suddenly flashed on screen with jarring audio.
Oh, this place is a nightmare. No one's ever returned.
This wasn't cartoon scary. This was indie horror game scary. What made it creepier was how closely it resembled those old lost episode creepypastas. Cursed SpongeBob episodes with hyper-realistic eyes and disturbing imagery. Nickelodeon's response was swift. They blurred the face, softened the audio, and eventually removed it entirely. But the damage was done. Kids had seen it, and it became instant nightmare fuel, from accidental horror to intentional profanity. Because SpongeBob taught kids how to swear without swearing.
Oh, I get it. Let me try. Ahem. Hello, Patrick. Lovely day we're having, isn't it?
Sailor Mouth is a masterclass in doing a cursing episode without actually cursing.
Hello, customers. Nice day we're having, huh?
Did he just say, aye, he did?
SpongeBob and Patrick discover a word on a dumpster.
Hey, Patrick, do you know what this word means?
And assume it's a fancy sentence enhancer.
Oh, hey, I think I know what that means. That's one of those sentence enhancers.
They start sprinkling it into every conversation, completely oblivious. Every swear is replaced with dolphin sounds and boat horns, making it hilarious for adults while staying kid-friendly. Customers flee. Mr. Krabs reveals there are 13 bad words you should never say.
Bad word number 11. In fact, there are 13 bad words you should never use.
But during a board game scene, SpongeBob originally said something too phonetically similar to actual profanity. The dolphin sounds weren't masking it enough. So the audio team scrambled the dialogue more, making it impossible to decode. Of course, this made the internet take it as a challenge. People still analyze lip movements frame by frame, trying to solve the mystery. The episode ends perfectly. SpongeBob and Patrick learn their lesson. Then, Mr. Krabs immediately stubs his toe and unleashes a profanity-filled tirade.
My foot! What? She just put a rock in a bath! Can't you see I got a foot here?
That gets him grounded by his own mother. Adults are complete hypocrites. And speaking of perfect endings, let's talk about the vampire who saved an episode. Graveyard Shift is SpongeBob's best horror comedy, and its legendary status comes from one brilliant last-minute decision. Squidward tells SpongeBob about the hash-slinging slasher.
Most people just call him the Hat. Because that's all they have time to say.
Frycook, who died and now haunts the Krusty Krab. The signs, flickering lights, a ringing phone, a ghostly bus, then the slasher appears. Then all those signs start happening. The tension builds perfectly. A mysterious figure approaches. The reveal? Just a guy applying for a job. But the lights keep flickering. Why? Cut to Nosferatu, the actual 1922 vampire, just standing there, flipping the light switch on and off. for no reason. It's one of the most iconic random moments in cartoon history, completely absurd and perfectly timed. But that wasn't the original plan. The flickering lights were supposed to be explained by some forgettable gag that tested poorly. Someone pitched, what if it's just Nosferatu? They animated it and it became legendary. That split-second decision transformed a good episode into an all-time classic. And finally, let's talk about the winter episode that almost featured a torture chamber. Snowball Effect is about escalation. SpongeBob and Patrick's snowball fight spirals out of control, while Squidward watches smugly from inside. Eventually, Squidward snaps and builds an enormous, elaborate snow fort. A frozen fortress with defensive walls and military complexity.
If we attack from the rear, I'm a goner! There! But what about the possibility of an aerial attack?
In the aired version, we see the impressive exterior, but what never aired was the interior. The original design included a full torture chamber, racks, chains, hooks, and even a guillotine, all made of ice, clearly designed for SpongeBob and Patrick. Even for SpongeBob, that crossed a line. The scene was cut before animation was completed. It's rare. Most deleted scenes actually aired before being pulled. This one got stopped at the concept stage. These weren't harmless cuts. They were the moments where SpongeBob drifted into something way darker, and Nickelodeon slammed the brakes. Drop a comment with the scene that disturbed you the most, because if this is what almost aired, imagine what never even made it out of the storyboard. And if you're into the creepy side of Bikini Bottom, subscribe to the channel. I'm posting more like this.